Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Victor's Weekly Live section. And this week, we want to talk about Canberra metrics. It's been quite a while. We haven't spent time talking about Canberra metrics, Canberra invitation, Canberra's invitation point. So this is the beginnings of November. So we thought we'd do a summarize for Canberra metrics invitation points from early this year, and I will show you how to go. We actually post all those informations online before on our Facebook page as well. So if you are interested, you're happy to find those resources from our Facebook page. First of all, I'd like to talk about accounting. So as you can see on this map chart, accounting points, we summarize offshore and offshore ones at the same time. So the yellow lines here means the 190 points for accounting. The blue lines here indicates the points for 491 accounting. As we can see from early this year till now, accounting points for 491 remains between 115.5 to 110. So the lowest points now is still 110. At the meantime, for 190, the point is still fluctuated between 120 to 130. So lowest point is 120. Till this moment, it's 120 and 110. So 4 months has passed for 190 for accounting majors. 491 it's 110, and 190 it's for 190 it's 120. So the points is still very high. As we talked about many times before, it's about that the governments actually control the supplies for accounting majors, and in the contrast, there are significantly higher applicants in this particular major than the rest of majors. So this demand is still very strong, but the supply is not there. So with the points go down, we haven't seen that happen really. In the first 4 months, we haven't seen the points go down anyway. It still remains very high. But then, of course, we have to wait and see if ACT gets much more allocation, then probably the points will draw down a little bit. But I really don't have a very good confidence about the points for accounting major will go down significantly. It's just there are so many people there. Okay, so this is for the first occupation accounting. And now we can go to other majors. This is the electrical. That's an occupation we sometimes get inquiry as well. For 190 points, it's 100, 95. Then there was a breakdown here. When there's a breakdown, it means there was no invitation. There was no invitation because in certain period around, either there was no much of people apply during a certain period of time. When I say no people apply, there will be people apply, but then the points they apply with 190 is probably under the minimum points the government intend to issue invitation. So if you apply with 90 points, they're not going to give you invitation because they set minimum points for 95. So there's a possibility either there was no invitation or there was no much of valid or qualified application. But then the point is still pretty high with 95 points. For 190, that's for the electrical ones. And then for 491, it can go as low as 70 points. That is pretty good actually for the electrical engineer major. And this is other engineer major. And then I'll go for the early childhood. Okay, early child, as we can see, this is the occupation. As we know, early child is part of education sectors. Even for independent visa 189, departments giving prioritize to education and health sector. In ACT, I think the principle is there as well. As we can see, 190 points till this moment, it's only 85. 491, there's probably not much applications here because the points can be as low as 65 points. So 65 and 85 for early childhood for either 491 or 190. Software, engineers, another big sector, big group. Engineers, we see a tiny bit of graduate down point drops for offshore ones, but for onshore one, again the blue one, it's the onshore 491. The points ranging from 80 to 95, and for 190 it still remain quite high. as high as 110, even to the last invitation round. Again, software is a big group. IT is a big group. Particularly, a lot of people get software engineer or programmer skill assessment. One of the suggestions here, if you have ever studied courses for IT professionals, if you ever study courses related to web developing or those kind of other detailed courses, we're suggesting to get a second skill assessment rather than just having one option as software engineer, because that is definitely more competitions under the stream of software engineering. You will probably want to go for other skill assessment under the IT fields. Then the points will be probably 10 points down compared to software ones. And then we'd like to see some, for example, the marketing, advertising and marketing. This is not very a big group, so not much of applications happening here. Then for 190 points still, it's above 90 points. And for 491, it can go down as low as 70 points. This is a very recent invitation round, 70 points for 491, 190. That is last invitation round, 190 goes to 90 points. This is for marketing and advertising specialist group. Electronics, electronic engineers, that is similar, quite similar to electrical. The points go down to 75, very recent invitation round, 90 points for 190, a very recent invitation round. The point dropped a little bit, tiny bit, for 491 particularly. For 190 remains 90 points pretty much from the beginning of the financial year. Nursing, again, a very prioritized group all across Australia. For 190, currently it's about 90 points. That's still quite high for 90 points, but that's because there are quite a bit of nursing registered. There are people graduate from UC and from other occupations, other colleges as well. So there are some competitions down there. But generally speaking, as we can see, even for the 491, the points can be 65, which is, we think it's the one of the minimum points you want to consider receiving 491 invitation in ACT will be 65. Therefore 190, it's 90 points. So that's for nursing. Definitely enjoy certain kinds of prioritizing in ACT metrics. And chef cooking sector, currently the 491 is 85, 190 is 100 points. Okay, and the points from is still fragile from 100 to 115, and 491 from 85 points to 95 points to 80 points all the way through this financial year. And that's another occupation here. It's the auditor or company secretary groups. This one I'll skip it because there was not much applications here. For other engineers such as mechanical, industrial, particularly mechanical just back on the list this financial year. There are some people there. For mechanical ones, the current invitation round for 190 is actually 95 points. Okay, for 491 there was not much of invitation since August, so there was not much invitation happening for mechanical engineers. And for restaurant managers, this is hospitality sector as we see, and very current invitation round 190 is 85 and 491 is 65. So it's just pretty low till this moment. This is one of the very good occupations if you have the skill assessment. For ICT business analyst, this is again one of the ICT occupations. If you still remember, for the software ones, we're talking about 120, 110. But for the ICT ones, we can see that's a bit lower than the software engineering one. It's 85 and 100 points. So even when it comes to IT sectors, IT occupations, there are some differences between different occupations. And then very last, I would like to show you the small business one. They have some kind of inquiry about some inquiries about small business owner strings. As we can see, this program was introduced last year, July, so July 2021. Since then, for small business owner, regardless as which occupation you apply for, For 491, it has been 65 to the maximum is 85. Okay, but then most of the time it remains between 65 to 75. Okay, so 65, 70, 70 points. That's roughly around length. And since this financial year, it remains pretty much about 70 points. Now for 190 points, it gone up to 100 points. This is the end of last financial year, and then but most of the time you see it's between 80 points to 90 points. So I was suggesting people who are looking to apply for small business training, if you're looking for 491, you're probably looking about somewhere about 70 points, and if you're looking for the 190, and we're suggesting about 90 points. Okay, so this is a bit of summaries we did for each occupation invitation round. Again, this year, as this problem carried from last financial year, that is, Canberra metric points remain pretty high. So and when we go through all this occupation, really we don't see the points going down significantly. There are some occupations enjoy a little bit of drops, but not significantly across different major. The only solution for that is ACT will secure more places and they increase the invitation, and they will bring down the points. Otherwise, I was still expecting a very high metric points across in different major. Okay, that's a bit summary for this year, this week. Thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you next week. Thank you.